Mm. All right, family, what's going on? B1 family, it's KFOB Radio. Make sure you hit us up on the Facebook. So this is the Super Show. The host, me, Sports with Fives, and also program director, joined by my guys who want to put in that work, man. It's Marcus Griffin and DeMarcus Broughton. Make sure you check them out, man. I think y'all do a show like it.
Right? Marcus?
Marcus? Oh, Marcus dropped out.
Man, you had cut out. We couldn't hear you.
I did?
Yeah.
I heard y'all. Y'all were coming in.
Yo, you cutting out again, bro. I don't know if you're talking or not.
So Marcus dropped out.
Yeah, but your mic had cut out too.
Okay, hold on.
I don't know if he left because your mic cut out or what happened.
All right. Hold on. Let me mess him to come back in.
You're gonna have to restart the thing, huh?
I can edit it.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll start with we'll start with the Falcon fan base. We'll start with that because a lot of people are just, especially Bomani Jones, man. Bomani stayed. He did that whole tirade on what's his show? Highly Questionable.
Oh yeah.
Now last time they went to the Super.
Damn, man, I don't know why you keep cutting in and out, bro. It's kind of a struggle to hear your questions.
I'm here.
I'm trying to see what's going on with Lane. Keep cutting in and out again.
Yeah, that I don't know what happened. It just like straight up booted me. Like I was sitting up there talking and it just like went goodbye. And I was like, what?
Yeah, and he keep cutting in and out.
Tell me if you hear me. Hold on, I'm out this thing real quick.
Can
you hear me still?
I hear you fine, yeah.
Okay, cool. Now I'm on my work computer, so I shouldn't have no problem. I don't know what's wrong with my laptop.
Oh, your laptop tripping?
Both HP. There we go.
Double lane.
All right.
We got 2 lanes in here now. He still here?
I don't hear
him. Dang, Lane, keep disappearing. Man, I wonder who Melo gonna end up going to.
Man, it's looking more and more like the Clippers right now. Even I'm still surprised about Boston, bro. I don't understand.
I guess they have too many. They would have to give up too many assets to pay for his contract. Because I heard
they had to be the only thing that they was just trying to like ransom them dudes into making him.
What I laugh at is Melo wanting to get traded now when you had you had enough opportunity to go to any team you wanted during free agent, and you just wanted to resign with the Knicks. You knew that you should have known the Knicks weren't going anywhere.
You chose to get traded to the Knicks, and then you decided to go back to them. So you had 2 places to get up.
Now he's talking about it's frustrating because he can't get traded. But I mean, like that was your fault. You could have been somewhere where you could have been a contender.
Mm-hmm.
You could have been with LeBron from the get-go. I still don't understand why the Cleveland wouldn't make that trade. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
I would in a heartbeat. I would give up because what I would try to do, I would try to get Brandon Jennings in that deal with Carmelo.
Then ship out somebody else.
Get you a facilitator. That's gonna be the facilitator you needed.
What's up? What's going on, Lane?
Lane? He's still like that. But yeah, the pro. What was that drone? The drone drop thing. What was that?
Well, they had like a little airplane drone, like
What?
85 feet, 100 feet.
Yeah, we hear Lane.
We kind of can hear you, Lane. Say something.
Say something. Test it out.
All right,
Yeah.
you sound a lot better.
Lane.
And he's gone.
Oh Lord.
All right.
And
My back. I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll keep my thoughts short. All right. Let's bounce on it. 3, 2, 1. All right. What's the deal, family? KFOB Radio. Make sure you join us on KFOBradio.com. Our Super Bowl broadcast is me, Program Director Lane Fobbs. You can catch me once a week on Sports with Fobbs and Fish and Grits with Marcus Griffin and DeMarcus Broughton. I think y'all do one every week now. Every day a week now.
It seems that way, man. We at least try to come to everybody live and direct at least 2 times a week. At least.
That's what's up, man. These are two of the hardest working brothers I know in the game. So we're just doing our Super Bowl preview, man. And you know what? Everyone's going to talk about New England. You know, ESPN's got their talking points about Tom, the Trump lover, Brady. You know, I wish we could deport him along with Bill Belichick's cheating ass. But anyway.
Whoa. I personally like Tom Brady. Honestly. Hey, man, Tom, he's just a smooth cat. He goes in day in and day out.
Tom Brady is nothing smooth about him. The only thing that's smooth about him is the way he cheats. He smoothly deflated those balls.
But at the end of the day, guess what? They still scored 4. They still would have beat the Colts because they had 4 rushing touchdowns. So why do it? Why do it then? Personally, I don't put too much credit into that. The balls being that deflated. I mean, at the end of the day, Tom Brady still has been throwing all over boards for all these years, and you happen to have one game where you had a deflated football, and everybody wants to derail your career and say that you're this just habitual cheater. I don't understand it personally.
I don't know, man. I kind of agree with Lane, bro. I mean,
what?
If you, I'm taking it for this perspective. If you take Tom Brady and Bill Belichick out the NFL, Houston would have been the first team to host the Super Bowl at their hometown. The way that defense was playing at the end of the year, the way they put a beating on Brady, which is the same thing the Falcons got to do. If Tom Brady and Bill Belichick is out the NFL, it's going to make things a lot easier in the AFC. And they wouldn't be dominating each and every year with 7 Super Bowl appearances in 15 years.
Y'all boys really be hating on Tom Brady. Man, come on. You act like –
It's not about hate. It's not about hating. It's just some things will be better off without him. People would have it'll be a lot more opportunities in the AFC. Yes, I understand you have to beat them, but they go to each and every book at cheating. Possible.
You say that. So how happy would the Rockets be if the Spurs and Popovich wasn't around? I'm pretty sure we'd be happy, but guess what? We're stuck with them, so you have to deal with it. You just have to get around it.
We got Tim Duncan out the way.
That doesn't mean we can't like that. Doesn't mean we have to like them.
Lane, when you was going through,
I respect Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, but I don't like them. I despise them as a team.
Brady's a Trump supporter. I respected Tom Brady until he had that "Make America Great Again" hat.
Yeah, just had it held up in his locker room so everybody can see. Like we clearly know.
Yeah, put it right there in the camera. Hey, white supremacy! I'm right here for you guys. Even though the whole locker room is black.
Let Tom like who Tom likes, man. Don't be hating on that man like that.
Tom
At the end of the day,
exactly who he's here for.
But guess what? At the end of the day, how many times have you cheated back in high school before you made it to graduation? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that was on the dean's list, the president's list, that cheated once or twice in their whole college career or high school career. Me and DeMarcus talked about that the other day. I can't just knock the man by having two clouds over the head. Here's
the thing though. He didn't need to cheat. You just said it yourself. They won that game against the Colts where they were accused of cheating by 3+ touchdowns.
And they blew their team out in the regular season with that same game plan. So they didn't have to deflate the balls just to be.
Well, I don't know why he deflated the balls.
Why do it?
Hey, man, he deflated. Maybe he poked the hole on accident and gave it to the ball.
What about Spygate? Was Spygate an accident too?
Spygate was on Belichick, so you can't put that on Tom Brady. It ain't like Tom Brady was sitting up there.
You don't think you think Tom Brady didn't approve of it?
He co-signed it. He co-signed it.
I mean, hey, let's be honest. In that situation,
somebody got to look at the defensive calls that's being made by the other team. What person on the offensive side needs to know what defense is being ran?
So if you find out your coach was doing that, were you about to go snitch on him?
Well, I'd be like, shit, man, it's his decision.
Yeah, you ain't about to snitch on. Get out of here.
I wouldn't. No, if I'm getting paid, no, I wouldn't.
So I can't. But again, you can't knock Tom Brady. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying knock Tom Brady, but I'm saying who benefited the most from knowing what the defense is going to call.
Yeah, Tom Brady did. But still, at the end of the day, I'm still not gonna knock that man because he's having a long track record.
I respect that, and I respect Tom Brady. I don't like him though.
Oh man, it is what it is. Tom Brady, I can't defend you against these black people out here. They hate you.
It's kind of his fault though. I mean, I don't know, man. It just depends on how you look at the whole perspective of everything. But I mean, this organization is known for their cheating. They're known for these type of scandals, you know. So they're gonna always take that back seat to the Broncos of the world, the Seahawks of the world, the teams that actually go in throughout the week and practice hard and game plan hard just to get to the Super Bowl. When you got Bill Belichick, you just never know what's up their sleeve. Like, yeah, I know they probably had nothing to do with it, but it just kills me how the Steelers, as soon as they in the AFC Championship, now all of a sudden they sick. I'm not saying they got nothing to do with it, but it's always something that goes into the Patriots' advantage whenever it's time to face them. When the Texans played them early in the season on Thursday Night Football, they was in traffic for 2 hours. Maybe they had a lot to do with that. It was during the week, so it was a Thursday. Everybody trying to get off work. But the fact that it's always something. The fact that the Texans even had that they was even at a hotel that's far away to where if they get in traffic, it's going to take 2 hours to get there. They couldn't even stretch. They had to get dressed and go out and field to play the game. It's always something with the Patriots.
Exactly. Well, what I want to get into, as soon as we well, that's segment 1.
And what happened to Marcus? When he got?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, what we'll do is we got.
I heard you go blank for a minute, then he just disappeared.
Marcus says coming. It's all good. So that's segment 1. I'll just break it down to segments. I'll just work on that tonight. Just break it down. So that's our first segment. We'll get to Mark. I don't know. We got them though. We'll make it work. We probably got like what a few segments. So that's Patriots. So we yelled and screamed about them some. We'll get to the Falcons now. Like I said about their fan base, and then we'll try and give our fellow Atlantans, our friends from the dirty South, some tips on H-Town.
Dirty.
I know this much. They won't pay them as much to get into a club like they do here.
Oh no, not at all.
No.
But they also gonna have a lot more to choose from. You know, in Atlanta, you got A, B,
Midtown, Buckhead.
You know, you got A, B, and C. Down here, you got A, B, and C with A, B, and C on top of it. So
right.
They're gonna have a lot.
It's so spread out. I mean,
yeah, everything's spread out. You can go party on the north side, south side, southwest, 59, 45, I-10, 290. You can go anywhere over here.
Yeah.
But
there's something living for everybody.
What's killing me is Paris. Go to Montrose, follow them.
Well, you know what? We got a lot of them. We got a lot of them alternative players out here. So yeah, Montrose is there for them. They'll probably see my uncle around there somewhere.
I just want. I know they really haven't announced it. I wonder how many stars they're gonna have at these clubs. You know, it haven't been a lot of big names.
Yeah,
but I know they probably just waiting for like Thursday, Friday. But shit, with pre-sale, I try to get that shit out on Monday.
Right.
Get my pre-sale tickets on.
Man, I mean those Super Bowl tickets themselves, though, they I know it's like some of the lowest ever. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be below $3,000. Some of them,
something like that.
But then they say some may go down even more, like day of, for all the last minute people.
I really want to go, man. But them tickets, I mean, even at their cheapest, they'd be like $1,000. Mm-hmm. Let me see. Let's see where Marcus is. We can do our next segment here. Man, he must have dropped his son must have dropped his laptop, man.
I know he said he's on his work laptop. I don't know if that got something to do with it.
You ain't supposed to be on YouTube.
Get out YouTube, bro.
Like them high school laptops, man. You ain't supposed to be on the damn YouTube, bro.
Get kicked off on the man. Report your ass. Let school ID number pop up.
Exactly. Like student 157. You ain't supposed. Oh damn. Shit. I'm sorry.
Man, they know everything.
I'm going to get on Yahoo, not YouTube. You ain't supposed to be on that either. Man, it was lit on Friday, man. They had a whole Falcon like send off rally, and they had two of them actually.
I seen that. Hey, they deserve it.
Man.
See, the city of Atlanta been through a lot when you just talk about like the last 10 years, the whole Vic situation and everything.
Right.
Like it takes for people don't understand like how important he was for that franchise. You know what I'm saying? Like he changed the whole culture of Atlanta football. Everybody had the 7 jerseys on, the commercials, and then you just lose that and you don't gain nothing from it. You just lose. You just lose a franchise player, literally. Lose a franchise player. You already traded whatever backup you had to Matt Schaub like 2 years before that, so you didn't have no backup plan. You know what I'm saying? You go from having 2 players that made the Pro Bowl on your roster eventually in their career to having nothing. To having goddamn who was it? Joey Harrington? It was Joey Harrington and it was somebody. It was another bum.
Like, wasn't it Matt Moore? Wasn't Matt Moore on that team?
He could have been. It was some.
Like it was Matt Moore.
It was like the bummiest of bummy quarterbacks because Joey Harrington had finally got released from the Lions and he was trying to do whatever he can to
reinvent himself.
But they really had no choice but to sign somebody. So to bounce back from that, you know what I'm saying, got one of the best rushing teams in the NFL. Then you have nothing. Then you see all the success in the NFC South. Like everybody just started winning. Like after that shit, it's like shit. Once Atlanta wasn't competing, Tampa Bay started competing a little bit more. Carolina put their name out there a little bit. The Saints had won the Super Bowl in that time period. So it's like all the teams started succeeding in your division once you fell down. And now it took you to 2017 to get back to the Super Bowl when y'all had Super Bowl dreams in 2004. Like that franchise got set back 13 years off one player. One player. That's why the value of a quarterback is always going to be higher than a receiver, than a running back, than a playmaking defensive player. You know what I mean? So
that was really the Falcons' best decision. The best one was let's get Matt Ryan and let's get Julio Jones. The 2 best decisions right there.
Honestly, Matt Ryan fell to him at the 3 spot because Matt Ryan, he should have been the first.
They won that coin toss.
Yo, because I think Chris Long and Jake Long went 1 and 2, and then Matt Ryan went. Then the Julio Jones, that was risky, but it paid off good. But even with Julio Jones, like I say, Vic set them back 13 years as a franchise making the Super Bowl, but Julio Jones set their roster back about another 3 years. Because you missing out on players you could have drafted. Yeah, the Browns fucked up those draft picks, but Julio Jones cost you probably you probably could have got Keanu O'Neal earlier than what you got him. You know what I mean? You probably could have got a playmaking safety the same draft as Julio Jones. You probably could have got a Vic Beasley earlier than expected, but you still was able to fill in those voids eventually down the road, and now you're in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So they built their team perfectly. When you talk about making all the right free agent moves, from bringing in Tony Gonzalez, Steven Jackson, Michael Turner, John Abraham, Dante Robinson, like they always make the right moves. But when you take away draft capital, it's going to be hard for them to build back up. So this is why it's taking them that long to get here. But at the same time, this defense is probably another 2 to 3 years away from being a perennial contender because they really don't know the scheme yet. To be honest with you,
no, they don't. They even talked about it on the radio. Like they simplified a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, they simplifying everything. They really don't know the scheme, and that's the scariest part. Because you talk about bringing back True Font. You got Keanu O'Neal, who's a rookie right now. He's going to progress. Vic Beasley, he's progressing at a rate of 15 sacks a year. If you can even guarantee 10, that's production. Then bringing in Dwight Freeney just to teach him that spin move, just teach him anything by being a veteran. That's only going to help him progress that much further. And I'll go after if you got money. I'd go after JPP just to solidify everything. Just so because you already got the track record as being one of the top 5 teams in the NFC. JPP, if he do decide to leave, he gonna want to go to a contender. And what better way to contend with Vic Beasley on one side and JPP on the other side, Keanu O'Neal and Desmond Trufant in the back, bring in some young talent.
Right. And that's the topic. That's the topic I want to talk. Like win, lose, or draw. Like after the Super Bowl, talk about like is this team built to last? Because you saw Carolina fell off. You know what I'm saying,
bro? But Carolina, they got a lot of veterans on defense. They don't have the youth like Atlanta. And Atlanta also got youth on the other side about it. Tevin Coleman's in his second year. Devontae Freeman don't got a lot of mileage on his bodies because he been splitting carries for the last couple of years. Julio Jones can only get better. Taylor Gabriel can only get better. Muhammad Sanu probably be the oldest receiver they got, and they just got him, and he still got 3 more years left. Austin Hooper gonna come into his own. So it's still a lot of progression you can bring as far as the offensive side, and then that line is only gonna get better with continuity. Because the longer that lines are together, the better they start to play. Like Dallas, when Dallas first started building their line, you can kind of see what they wanted to do, but you didn't really see the impact that those draft picks made until 2 years down the line. Atlanta already has a top 10 offensive line as is, and they don't really know each other. Matthews still getting adjusted to the NFL. Alex Matthews is first year in the system, and then you got all the other pieces that you put around them. So the longer they play together, the better they're going to be.
But what about the loss of Kyle Shanahan, though?
You can easily replace Kyle Shanahan. You can't replace the play calling and experience. But
are you serious? You can, dude, because I've been saying this, man.
He's a great coach, but your pieces are not leaving. Your pieces are not going. Your pieces not leaving, and they still continue to grow. And this team, when Dan Quinn got there, he got there to revamp the defense. The offense was already good, so it ain't like Kyle Shanahan just came in out of nowhere, just turned some bombs into a better team. They was already a good offense. Their problem was giving up 40 fucking points to Aaron Rodgers. That's what the problem was. So I think you can bring in like a Chip Kelly. That's probably be the hottest name out there. You can bring in a Chip Kelly, let him kind of revamp his career, add some things to what y'all was already doing. Y'all don't got to change anything on offense. That's the brilliant part about everything. A lot of teams, they got to come in on the defensive side and change from like a 4-3 to a 3-4. That's going to be a hard-ass transition. But when you already had a good offense before your new coach got here, good offense when your coach was here, you'll still have a good offense once they coordinator leave. Because that hasn't changed. Matt Ryan is not going to get no worse. Because he's going to take everything he learned. They're going to keep those concepts in. Just like when what's a good example? Gary Kubiak last year for the Broncos.
Right.
When he first got there, they didn't change a lot of things in that offense. They kept everything the same because offense wasn't the problem. They changed everything on defense as far as scheme, but that was Wade Phillips' job. He had the hardest adjustment. Gary Kubiak only had to add in the bootleg pass, a little bit of play action. They didn't change a lot of shit for Peyton Manning. The biggest change for any new staff is going to be on defense. If you don't have to change your defense, the offense will be acclimated. Because anytime you can force more turnovers and put the offense in better position, you ain't got to worry about that shit. All you got to do is worry about your defense improving, and Atlanta can be just as good as they were this year, if not better. They have the roster to already win between, I want to say, 12 to 14 games. They have the roster. They're gonna have a little harder schedule, of course. But as long as their defense continue to improve, and like I said, we don't know who they can add. That's the scariest part. True. Like this is a young defense, and adding anybody is only going to add to that core, because they didn't expect to get this kind of play out of Brooks Reed. They didn't expect for Vic Beasley to get 15 sacks. They didn't expect for Dwight Freeman to take Vic Beasley under his wing. They didn't expect to lose Desmond Trufant. But look at them now. They in the Super Bowl.
Dude, I'm gonna chop that out and upload that for the Facebook fan page. That was good. As we bring back in Marcus, I'm gonna chop that out. That's good shit. Marcus, can you hear us? Marcus, I hear some breathing. I heard breathing.
His computer over there wilding.
His computer is wilding. He said the computer was tripping, man. Let's see. I didn't see anything back. I mean, I see him. Oh, dang. There he goes.
You did that.
There he goes, man. I shouldn't have said nothing about Trump, man. They done taking over the dang internet, everything. As soon as I said that shit, stop them niggers.
Yeah, cancel this. Cancel all that shit.
I want those niggers stopped. I can't do a good Donald Trump yet.
Maybe that's
give me until his first impeachment. Marcus, are you there?
Trump supporter got me.
Dang. Steve Bannon got our boy, man. Giuliani. But it's not about race.
Got me. They said, hey, you come with me. You got to come help.
Man, let's start this second segment, man. All right, so we talked about New England. The book's been written on them. The book's gonna be written about them throughout all this national media. But let's shine some light on the Falcons, man. We've talked about it pre-show. This is a franchise that was set back a long time because of Michael Vick. The Julio Jones trading up to get him. Great pick, but it set them back a little bit more. But here they are in the Super Bowl, man. And interestingly enough, there's been a lot of national hate here about Falcon fan. Just what's the perception there in Houston, y'all, just about Falcon fan? Are they a fair weather fan, or do you see some real dirty birdies out there? What do you all think, just from you all's perspective? Because I think that when I go out here, I see faded Michael Vick jerseys, old ass Roddy White, TJ Duckett jerseys. That tells me that the fans here were just waiting for something to believe in, and it finally came. But where do you all see it?
Me personally, you got to think of it like this. 1995, the Atlanta Braves won the World Series. That's the only title Atlanta has looked forward to celebrating. No success from the Hawks as far as the playoffs. No success from the Falcons as far as the playoffs. So to call them fair weather fans is kind of hard for me, because we also haven't experienced that success, unless you want to count the WNBA and the MLS. But let's be serious. If it's not one of the major titles, a Super Bowl or World Series or NBA title, nobody's going to talk about it. The Houston Rockets won their title around that same time period. So you don't see the support at Toyota Center day in and day out. You really don't. So it'd be half-ass seats sometimes. You barely see anybody there. So is it fair to call us fair weather now that the Rockets are doing good? Where was the support last year when this team was barely 500? Squeaked out at 500 at the end of the year and barely made it to the playoffs. Are they calling us fair weather? So it's not fair to call them the same thing when we actually experiencing the same thing in our cities. We both haven't seen that success in over 20 years, 22 years to be exact. We both haven't tasted success. So we can't call them fair weather. Even when the Texans do bad. The Texans, they don't sell out every game. Atlanta don't sell out every game. But are we fair weather fans as Texans fans?
I think, and that's interesting, man. As I type a few things here, this is my first year here. It'll be a year since March that I've been here, and coming down here, this is like the saddest sports city. You always see these lists and all this stuff, but coming down there, man, I think that it's just like Houston. It's like any other city. Like, unless you're Green Bay, unless you're Boston, where it's cold and it ain't shit to do. I mean, real talk. I mean, Atlanta's like any other Sunbelt city. Yeah, we got Marcus back in, man. I'm just saying, like, to me, Atlanta's like any other Sunbelt city. It's other shit to do.
And I'm glad you said it, because I also stayed in Jacksonville. Jacksonville had success early as a city. And that city swore up and down they was a football town just off Mark Brunell taking them to a couple AFC championships. But now look at these past couple years, or even the past 2 decades. Jacksonville has had no success as far as the playoffs. And now everybody's turned their back on them. They was even blacked off TV for a couple years. So, yes, it takes success, consistent success, to have your fans on board. But if you're going to be good one year, not make the playoffs the next year, then try to be good again, it's going to be hard for them to be emotionally invested, because they don't know how far you're going to get. And then for them to spend their hard-earned money to go to these games, like, it's a process going to these games. You know what I mean? From tickets to parking, the time consumed from driving to getting in the lines to get back to your car. It's a lot that you got to take in. So for them to be called fair weather fans is hard, because it's a process that you have to take in with just being a fan and attending these games.
Marcus,
you talking about Atlanta?
Yeah. Is Atlanta a fair weather sports city? Is Atlanta just this horrible, woebegone sports city that national media will tell you it is. Because when in the 10 months I've been here, it's been like any other sports town to me.
Hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
Basically, honestly, I think they are fair weather fans, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the Oakland Raiders been mediocre for since Jerry Rice was there. Right. Let's see, the Browns been mediocre since our last time I remembered. Fans will continue to show out and show up to every game despite not winning. Atlanta had Michael Vick. They had the good Michael Vick years. Then they had a few down years, but then they end up getting Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan hasn't been terrible. You've been entertained for a while watching some type of production. And then, you had your Tony Gonzalez come in and he started balling. Y'all are back into the winning category and Roddy Wright for all them years. So you've been entertained, but to say that, our team wasn't consistently winning, so that's why we haven't stuck to them, it's bull to me.
I mean, but that's been happening in Houston for the last 22 years. Like I was telling you before you chimed back in, the last title that Atlanta celebrated was in 1995. The last major title we celebrated in Houston was in 1995. They won the World Series. We won the NBA Finals. We don't consistently sell out our games. None of our games are being sold out. We have almost 3 times a bigger city than Atlanta, if not bigger, especially in population with our Mexicans down here. We have
more money too. Honestly, it's more money. We're oil city, so we got more money floating through disposable income to go to those games.
And even when you go to Atlanta, all these stadiums are bunched up. All our stadiums are spaced out. They got enough space to bring in enough people for all 3 games if they wanted to. Right. They can have a football, baseball, and basketball game going on in one day, and all 3 of them will be packed out if they wanted them to. Atlanta doesn't have that luxury. The cost of living is a little bit higher in Atlanta than it is in Houston.
What's
it's
funny about Atlanta is
that man, Trump supporter got Marcus again.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Oh, there he is. Yeah, what's up? What's on your mind?
Going on, man. I've been, I went to social media 2 times and said something about Trump, and all of a sudden my internet's messing up, so I don't know what's going on.
Man, you're gonna get kicked
There's
out of
no camaraderie.
Go ahead.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. The thing about Atlanta, what I always say is amazing is when Atlanta, not the Falcons. I want to talk about the Hawks when they finally made it to the playoffs. Every team, when they first make it to the playoffs, they have like everybody has a shirt they put on, the colors is matching, the stadium's live. When Atlanta made it to the playoffs, 2 years ago when they were hot, they had all their fans looked like they wore what they wore to work or what they were about to go wear to the club. There was no unification in that stadium at all. It was no colors showing. Atlanta had a terrible team. Honestly, they had a under team, but you would think they would, fandom that people were going to stick by and not be fair weather with them also. But I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's more things to do in Atlanta. Maybe people are distracted by the strip clubs. Maybe people are distracted by the good food that's going on in Atlanta. Ain't no telling what's going on. But
Griff, let's be honest for a minute. If you lose your franchise player, Michael Vick was everything to Atlanta. Like let's not forget that he was everything to Atlanta. He just goes away. You get nothing in return, and then you have to watch him go to Philly and reinvent himself, actually put himself in the MVP race. How emotionally invested would you be in that team if you seen your star player walk away? You got to struggle. He's having an MVP season, making the playoffs, and y'all picking 3rd in the draft. Like, I understand what you mean, but just think about what Atlanta went through as a city to lose everything. They lost the Allen Iverson of football just to lose him. Philly traded him away. They got something in return. It may not have been great, but they got something in return. You just lose your Allen Iverson, and then you just forced to
it's
rebuild.
true.
It takes them 13 years to reach the Super Bowl. 13 years. Post Vic at his highest rate. 13 years. That's how long he set them back. But you calling them fair weather is not fair. because look what they had to do just to get here 13 years later when they should have been playing the Super Bowl maybe 2005, building around that team. They didn't have the opportunity to do that. He also got hurt in the preseason, so they cost him another year.
I mean, it's true, but a lot of the fans in Atlanta were quick to they turned on Michael Vick when the whole dog scandal came out. But you're gonna have this. So, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's this mic. I mean, this whole internet connection is really starting to pissing me off. But
you're good, man.
When they have Atlanta, you have a franchise player like a Michael Vick. You stand behind them, but when that dog scandal came out, you saw how quick everybody in Atlanta turned on him. So it was just, they lost a franchise player.
Everybody in Atlanta that turned on. Remember they had that whole town hall meeting. The black folk didn't turn on Michael Vick. It was.
Do you not remember when he came back? Do you not remember when Michael Vick came back and he finally played a game in Atlanta? All the boos that he was getting.
Bro, I can tell you, bro, that was them white people up in Dunwoody, Alpharetta, all these northern counties, bro, where niggas ain't been allowed to go, honestly. It was places like that. People in Vine City, people in even Midtown, downtown. Nah, they were with Michael Vick out in Decatur, all the way Cascade. They were with Michael Vick, man.
And let's not act like he was innocent. We talking about a player who right after every practice if they had a day off, he's flying to Virginia to go see these dogs fight. He was so emotionally invested into that dog fighting that he was just letting his NFL career just take a back seat. That's not fair. To the city of Atlanta, that was not fair what Michael Vick did. He should not have been net invested into dog fighting. That's not fair.
Right.
Like what if James Harden did some stupid shit like that? You think we're gonna have his back the entire time when we know all right, shit, we flying to Dallas tomorrow. I got a day. All right, let me fly up here to California and go watch these dogs fight. I'll be at the game tomorrow. No, we wouldn't stand behind him if we knew the full details. And I don't blame them for not standing behind him because he put his dog business in front of an NFL franchise that he was the franchise player of. This is a player that made an entire video game change how they play it in Madden. He was that type of player, a once-in-a-lifetime athlete, and he chose to fight dogs over the Atlanta Falcons at the end of the day.
Oh, he chose to fight dogs, but none of his play on the field was not slipping while he was doing all of this. It just happened so that he got busted. That's what kind of made it kind of bad.
They was in a down year, and he also admitted that the year that they had a down year, that's the year he kept flying back to Virginia to see how the dog business was going. So his mind wasn't there, and you're the leader, the floor general of that NFL team. Your mind need to be in the game. You need to be studying some books or something. But you get on these 3-hour, 4-hour flights to go to Virginia to see some dogs fighting. No, you're not completely focused. So you cheating the city out of their hard-earned money to come see you play on Sundays.
Let's do this.
I'm not saying nobody's right or wrong. I just think he should.
Wouldn't you like to have a
responsibility? What you got, bro?
Wouldn't you like to have an interview with Michael Vick and really just see what was going on? Like, what was really going on that you continuously to do stupid shit? It's honestly,
you know who I really blame, bro? I think Marcus Vick had a lot to do with because I think he's the one that he put in charge. And we seen what kind of loose cannon he was in college. He never changed his attitude in the NFL. And at the end of the day, I think Marcus Vick was the downfall of Michael. If Marcus Vick as a brother, you can't stand up there and take whatever time your brother's about to get. Marcus Vick should have been the one in jail, not Michael Vick, because Marcus Vick is the president of everything. He was the one that was running the whole show while Michael Vick was out of town. Why Marcus Vick couldn't take his ass to jail and let Michael continue his career. But no, Michael playing big brother took another bullet for his little brother, and he's the one that had to get back into the NFL just to recuperate half the money that he lost. And I bet Marcus Vick to this day is still spending some of it.
Oh, he probably is.
That's true. I mean, I like what you bringing up, and I like what you saying. But what at the end of the day, Atlanta needs. We were talking about, are they fair weather fans? To a certain extent, they are fair weather fans because you stick with your fans. You stick with your you stick with your team, through the down years and through the up years, because the Cowboys forever would go through that. They've been 21 years of not doing anything America's team worthy, and they've been dealing with it, but they don't lose no fandom. And same with the Browns, the Raiders, the Texans. Even when the Texans were terrible, we might have been selling out something like that, but you still had loyal fans. Same when the Rockets was going through their Moochie Norris phase. Guess what? I was still watching the Rockets. Atlanta has,
but who's to say? But to be devil's advocate, though, I mean, I see what you're saying, Marcus. But who's to say that if you were in Atlanta during those lean years that there weren't loyal fans? Like who's to say if you went to Phillips Arena when the Hawks or Georgia Dome, the Falcons were garbage, that there weren't the loyal fans there?
I mean, I stayed in Atlanta in 2001 during the Jason Terry years. We went to a couple of Atlanta games, and it was crickets there. It was crickets. Those Jason Terry layers.
You know who you can blame. Hey, you know who you can blame? You can blame Tyler Perry.
We can blame Tyler Perry. He's the reason Atlanta sports isn't loyal.
Let me tell you why. They were so worried about. They was too ready to go see Medea, because when the Atlanta Falcons fell off, that's when the Medea started taking off, and everybody in Atlanta was worried. I was bullshitting.
Tyler Perry's fault.
Conspiracy.
It was Tyler Perry's fault. That's all it was.
Man,
ready to go see cross-dressing ass at a play.
At the end of the day, you can't blame them for being the way they are as fans, because until you see consistency coming from your team, and knowing that right when your team was on the brink of consistency, it all got snatched away from you, then you was at the bottom of the dumps again. I think if we continue to see that success, and then think about the Atlanta Falcons, they had the number 1 seed a couple times, and what did they do? They blew it in the playoffs. Right. So
true.
Matt Ryan probably has the most spectacular set of playoff losses, because every team he lost to in the playoffs made it to the Super Bowl. And now he's in the same instance to where he finds himself in the Super Bowl. And I think he can win over America by just putting up a good performance and showing them that Atlanta is not a team that's going to be taken lightly over the next 5 to 10 years, because they have the talent that can be productive for the next 5 to 10 years.
Hey, did y'all talk about Atlanta and what y'all think is going to happen at the Super Bowl game?
We're going to hit on that. I wanted to though, like right before we did that though, I wanted to give we got a lot of people from Atlanta coming through the Bayou City. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them will be their first time down there. What are some tips? What are some places they could go? What are some things they can expect? Because Atlanta's more of a rowdy city than H-Town. You know what I'm saying? It's like Wild West out here. So what can Atlanta fan expect, man? What are some tips we can offer them? I'll actually start.
Our strip clubs may not be. I was gonna say our strip clubs may not Atlanta's, but they are decent. I've heard. I don't want to be busted on this podcast.
I was actually gonna say that. All you got to do is go to Show Palace on the south side near the ship channel. It's BYOB.
Dang,
that was gonna be my bit of advice. Show Palace near the ship channel on the south side. You can bring your own alcohol. You don't have to pay. And if it's crowded, they'll let you in the VIP.
Palace Inn.
Show Palace. Show Palace out there in Houston.
A quick fix. No commitment. No credit card. Palace Inn. Yep. Go to Palace Inn. Do your thing. Stay
Palace Inn. Not Show Palace, but yours is Palace Inn. There you go.
Go to the Palace Inn. You know what I mean? Get you 25 minutes. You know what I mean? Do your thing. Get up out of here. Stay safe. Don't be bringing that Montrose stuff back with you if you're into the Montrose stuff.
Well, Atlanta, we got a lot of alternative players out there in Midtown. We were talking about this pre-show also. If that's your thing, you got Montrose out there on Midtown.
For safety travels, no credit cards, gift cards cards only. Do not have your stuff. You will get jacked out here if they know you. They will.
Do not ask for directions. Google is your best friend down here, because if you ask somebody for directions, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna tell you the wrong place, and you're gonna end up at the wrong place at the wrong time, and you probably won't end up back
at your spot.
Keisha from 5th Ward will get you jacked. So be careful of Big Booty Keisha from 5th Ward. Don't let her follow you home, bro.
Marthala Ruiz.
Hey, but there's a lot of things you could do.
Go ahead.
A lot of things you could do in Houston. And Houston's so spread out. You can find entertainment, from the Woodlands to Spring. You can go down there to Tomball. You can take a trip out to Katy, Sugarland, all over. It's pretty much, Google is your best friend. If you want to find some entertainment, I'm pretty sure you can type in something and Houston has it for you. Discovery Green gonna have a lot of their stuff going on, but if you need some night entertainment, the club scene downtown is always nice. You can always catch stuff in the Midtown area like Lane was talking about.
See, Atlanta already know about the club thing. See, one thing you gotta know about Atlanta, it's a real small city. I'm talking about one freeway small. So Atlanta, if you don't want to go out there and just spend all your money, if you gotta let rent a car, just ride around the city. Enjoy the view. We probably have one of the best skylines in America, if you ask me. Just hit the roads. You can't do this in Atlanta. As soon as you get on the freeway, you stuck in traffic. So just get on the streets.
You gonna be stuck in traffic here,
man. But it's more ways to get around. It's more ways to get around than it is Atlanta. Atlanta, you got one way there, and that's it.
Do you think that you're gonna be able to ride around and enjoy the skyline of Houston, Texas?
I'm not saying I'm paying for an easy tag, but if they want to get on 99 and just enjoy the scenery of Houston, it's just something you can't ride around in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like it's just something different to experience. Just to see a different city, you want to see different things. Like me personally, I prefer to do road trips than flying because I just want to see. I want to visualize everything. And some people want to do the same thing, just to take in the city. It's just something different. Just take in the city.
I can stand behind that.
Enjoy your time down here. You're gonna have plenty of time to party, Mark. You know what I mean? You're gonna have if you get down here early enough, the party's gonna be popping for Friday, Saturday, Sunday after the game. If it's like a Wednesday, you really don't know what to do yet. The clubs ain't popping yet. You really don't want to go out. Just take in the city. Put it on some 97.9 the box. Maybe they doing some screwed and chopped and. Just take Houston right there. Pass by the Beast in one sign, and maybe it can inspire you or something. You never know.
Are you gonna be out? Are y'all gonna be out there in them streets?
Super Bowl? Of course not. We know better.
That's what I'm saying. We may not be, Atlanta people may not. They might just bump into their Atlanta folks up in Houston. You probably see no Houstonians at all while you down here.
Some people leaving. I don't blame them.
I'm being my little cocoon. I'm not going nowhere near downtown. In $2.99 fix? Oh hell no! You can't catch me down there.
Man, I've already heard some people already down there, man. I heard Atlanta got it lit already, man.
That don't surprise me. That don't surprise because
I hope they win. I hope they do win.
I'll be honest with you. I hope they do win. And the creativity that you may see from some of the artists, if they do win, like it always can bring it out. Like when Houston made the playoffs. Slim Thug Pow Wow had a bomb this song. I'm from Houston. You know what I'm saying? We had something to rally behind. Atlanta is the perfect city for that because I'm sure they're gonna have some type of crunk, Dirty Bird song. I don't know who gonna be on there. Lil Jon may try to make an appearance. It's gonna be crazy.
Man, you might as well listen to Welcome to Atlanta. All you gotta do is that's a timeless classic. Just throw on Welcome to Atlanta, the original and the remix.
But whoever dropped the track, it's gonna have to be like Migos, Ludacris, Lil Jon, something.
It's gotta be one of the old school people, right? It can't be It gotta be Ludacris.
It gotta have Ludacris.
It's gotta come out of nowhere, drop a verse for this. It's gotta be the old school folks. Goody Mob.
I don't want to hear no Migos. I don't want to hear Migos. I like Migos, but I don't want to hear this.
Oh man, the badge.
I need to see Outkast. I need Outkast to return to its
it can't be
to its former self.
Can't be Young Thug.
Oh Lord!
Congratulations to the Falcon now. The Falcon winning the championship now. The nigga won the championship with Green Bay. The end.
Track over. Soldier career.
It can't. It's got to be. If Falcons win, it's got to be old school Falcons that do this, man. It can't be. It can't be. Can't be these new breed people. Green. If the Patriots win, Bruce Springsteen or somebody, one of those goofballs is gonna write something.
Hey, that's Belichick's best friend.
I want to see Bone Crusher come back. That's what I want to see. What Bone Crusher is?
There you go. Yeah.
Oh man,
Bone Crusher in I-20. Bone Crusher in I-20 one time.
Bone Crusher does a show on the old school rap station here. And Young Jock does the mornings on the mainstream station here.
Here we go.
Hey, what about What about A-Ball MJG? They gonna be in the building? Because I ain't heard nothing from them in a long
Memphis, though. That's Memphis. That's Memphis. The Grizzlies got to do something.
I'm sorry, y'all. They was always up in Atlanta. I forget they from Memphis.
Man, so keys to the game, man. As we keys to the game, dude. What are y'all? Just go down the line, man. I'll give mine last, but what are y'all's keys to the game? And well, after that, then we'll give our picks. But what are the things that we need to look for?
If the Patriots don't have any pass rush, like if they played against the Steelers, then Atlanta don't have that way, because if you watch that game, they're because I expect this to be a really good game, and I don't really say a really good game because it's going to be a lot of this defense. Number 5 in over the season and giving up touchdowns with 31, I believe. I don't say it's that great, but I don't see them being that great. I haven't seen them being great, honestly, all season. And I feel like their pass rush, their secondaries.
Hold on, Marcus. We got you coming in and out. DeMarcus, jump in there.
All right, man. You know, the keys to the game is going to come down to the edge.
So we're having a phenomenal
the
season.
edge.
I think he's going to carry on to the Super Bowl.
Hold on.
I feel like he's going to fold like
Hold on, Marcus. Hold on. Can you hear me? Marcus.
I don't think he's going to
Uh-oh. Marcus, can you hear me? Oh, you coming in and out.
Oh, this phone sucks. This thing sucks.
It's all good. Try test it out real quick.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay, we got him. Okay, let's try it one more time. I'm gonna start the segment again. Excuse me. All right, y'all. Just want to talk about get the keys to the game. Marcus, lead us off. We got this segment and our picks, and we'll be done after this. That'll be our preview show.
Yeah,
like I said,
the fucked up part is actually probably a good show if we just.
but I can cut it together though. Cut it together.
Damn.
Yeah. This is a good show though. We got a little bit of everything. We got some tips for the folks. Oh, there he is. Marcus, test us out.
Testing.
Those goddamn Trump supporters.
Stop saying Trump. As soon as you said Trump, your shit started messing up. As soon as you said it.
Please, can you hear me?
Say something else. Say something else.
My boy done cut all the way out.
Marcus, say something else.
Anything.
Anything. Oh, he put us on mute. Oh, he trying it again.
Don't mute us, bro. Disrespectful, though.
Man, all I know is my pick. I'm going with the Falcons. I think that's a man's pick.
Yeah, I picked the Falcons 30-27. That's what I had picked.
I got 35-30. I got a classic Super Bowl because I feel like it'll be the best Super Bowl. Be that one no one sees coming.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, I mean, if you believe that this is a quarterback league, and I do, then man, you got to give it to Matt Ryan. He's having the best season. He's got the hot hand right now.
No doubt.
Much easier to make it in the NFC, though. Much easier to get to that Super Bowl. We talked about that with the Patriots. I mean, they take up all the.
I think it's easier in the AFC, to be honest with you, man. Because it's
get to
really
the Super Bowl. No,
yeah, I think it's a lot easier in New England. It's really only, honestly, bro. It's only 3 quarterbacks that had the opportunity to make it over these last couple years, and that's Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Ben Roethlisberger. And Ben Roethlisberger ain't been in a while. Goddamn, Joe Flacco snuck up in there, but he was never like a serious threat. He just had a good ass defense around him. It's like it's every year, in my opinion, every year is either Brady or Ben Roethlisberger that's gonna come down to it.
Yeah.
In the NFC, Rodgers could get hot. Eli could get hot. Dak could have got hot. We seen Matt Ryan get hot at the right time. Drew Brees could have been dangerous if he got into the playoffs.
Kurt Warner's gotten hot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel it's easier to get an NFC if you get hot, but the AFC is always going to be three teams that's constantly going to make the Super Bowl. And I honestly,
but I'm saying, like, if unless you're one of those teams, then it's hard to get there. Anybody has a chance in the NFC next year. The Titans, if we make the playoffs, do we have a chance? No. No.
I don't know, man. I think it's easy. I think it's easier in the NFC because it's a little bit weaker. In the AFC, you know who's gonna get there. In the NFC, it's still a mystery to who's gonna get that crown.
Yeah, the NFC easier to get that way. Marcus.
I thought you said.
Marcus. Well, let me answer him. Yeah, in the NFC much easier. Much easier, man.
It's easy to get hot, but the AFC, I say it's easier in the AFC because I know who's going to be there already. Like if I all right, I'm putting it like this: if I had $100 to put on Team A, B, or C getting out the AFC, Team A, B, and C getting out the NFC, I'm gonna put my money on the AFC team because I know for sure it's gonna be Ben or Brady. So when you tell me that question, I'm thinking about, all right, which team do I think can make it? In the NFC, you never know. It's hard to put your money on anybody in the NFC. You can't. So people that put their money on Green Bay in the beginning of the year, I guarantee when they was like 4-6, they were like, oh shit, I probably didn't fuck my money off. You know what I mean? You didn't feel that way about the Patriots. Like from start to finish, you always felt the Patriots were gonna make the Super Bowl. And that's what I mean by easier, because you know for sure AFC is gonna be Brady or Big Ben. And I threw in Kansas City earlier in the year. But that was it. It was one of those three teams that was going to make it.
True.
But do you have a better chance in NFC? I agree with that. You have a better chance. But if I'm predicting beginning of the season, who going to get there on the AFC side? Oh, that's easy.
Oh, yeah, it'll be them.
Easy. Yeah, it's easy.
Marcus, are you there? Hold on. I didn't mean to cut you off. Marcus, are you there?
Y'all can't hear me.
Yeah. We got you. Nope. We got you. Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. All right. Hold on, let me start the segment again.
Oh, it's beautiful. I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
They keep trying to get rid of me.
Don't say who.
We're gonna make it work. Let me jump into this.
Oh, I said they. Hold
on. Let me jump in this segment. All right, y'all. We want to get back to the game, talking about just some of the keys to success, some of the things to look forward to actually on the field. Get back into some on-field stuff. Marcus, lead us off. What do you want to look for this coming Sunday, Houston Super Bowl 51?
Yeah, I would say the keys to the game is Patriots have to get their hands on Matt Ryan. You can't give him no time. You got to make it uncomfortable for him. You got to make him make difficult throws. If you play your pass rush looks like how it was against the Steelers, it's going to be a long day for y'all, because Matt Ryan, when he has time in the pocket, he can his weapons. I don't think none of the corners can match up with our receivers. I feel like the running backs for Atlanta are going to give the Patriots a lot of headaches, and I feel like to stop Matt Ryan. I think this is his year. I think he's just on a hot streak. I think that he's eliminating those mistakes from his game, and I feel like it's just his time to take it. Honestly,
DeMarcus, jump in there.
When it comes to me, it's going to come down to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be on both sides of it. The biggest keys is going to be trying to contain that edge. New England at the beginning of the year traded away Chandler Jones, and throughout the year they gave away Jamie Collins. So your matchups is going to come from these Atlanta running backs and what they can do to defenders on the edge. They haven't been tested, New England. They haven't been tested with they running backs being out there in coverage. So I think that's what it's going to come down to. If they can get those linebackers to play out of positions just some way, I think Atlanta's biggest exploit is going to come from the uses of their running backs, and along with whatever you get from Julio Jones. But the real key is about who is going to be the best defensive player on the field. And it's two players that can change this game for both of them. For Atlanta, it's going to be Vic Beasley. Vic Beasley is going to have to get his hands on Tom Brady and play as close to Clowney as possible. But on the other side is going to be the matchup that comes down to every Super Bowl, and that's going to be quarterback versus safety. If Devin McCourty can get his hands on any kind of pass from Matt Ryan, it's going to be a problem. Because McCourty is going to be the one that's going to be looking at Matt Ryan all day, and that's going to be the matchup that he's going to have to avoid. He cannot let Devin McCourty pick him off or lead him into any kind of turnovers. And that's who I think is going to come down to, those two defensive players. But at the end of the day, I love the pass rush. And if Big Beast can get his hands on Brady and frustrate him, that could blow the entire game open.
I want to look for experience and ties that bind in the Super Bowl. Now, Thomas Dimitroff, Scott Pioli, they both work for the Falcons. These are former Patriot guys. So they've got some championship experience. They know what it should look like, what it should feel like. Dan Quinn, I think this is his second time in 4 years he's been to a Super Bowl.
Third.
Third time in 4 years, yes.
He game plan for Peyton Manning and he game plan for Tom Brady. And he had a hell of a game plan for both of those games. But what everybody forgetting in that Super Bowl against the New England, their cornerback got hurt in the first play.
Right.
Jeremy Lane, the second cornerback. So Tom started to attack the second cornerback.
Exactly. Just like this year with Seattle with their secondary. And so that's something to look for. Dan Quinn, Brady got things done with ease, but like you said, a lot of that was the cornerback got hurt. They had issues in the secondary. But, this is a coach that does understand, this is the coach. So my girl is that, she didn't realize that the Falcons, that, their head coach, he's been to multiple Super Bowls. This is a guy that knows what's going on. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I look for that experience, and especially with this team in '98 with Eugene Robinson, the whole prostitution ring, all that nonsense. You're not going to see any crap from Atlanta this week. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to see any crappy stories about anybody getting dismissed or kicked out before the game even starts. You're going to see a focused Falcon team walk in there. I mean, even from the time that they won the championship and closed out the Georgia Dome against the Packers, this was a team that looked like this is a business trip. Matt Ryan, he's not – the city of Atlanta might be just happy to be there, and that's cool. That's fine. Be a fan. But this team is not just happy to be there. They feel like they've got some unfinished business. You know what I mean? And
that's true.
Yeah, just a few points here. And the other one is, who's going to stop Julio Jones? Because even Patriot fan can't answer that question for me. You
can't stop him.
Yeah. Who's capable of stopping Julio?
You can't stop him.
Yeah. I look for that as well. I look for that. I also look for a lot of the secondary play from the Patriots. Who's going to confuse Matt Ryan? Because I think the biggest jump that Atlanta made this year that's helped them out is the offensive line. We talked about the addition of Alex Mack. We talked about the addition of Jake Matthews out of Texas A&M. He outplayed Clay Matthews, by the way, in that NFC Championship game.
He did.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And, I still think the biggest threat could be Keanu Neal, though. Like, at the end of the day, it's always going to take that game-changing safety, and he can play in the box. So it ain't like Gary Blunt is going to be running over everybody then once you get to the second level. No, if you get to Keanu Neal, this is a guy that got 5 forced fumbles this year, so he's going to be looking to lay third. And he ought to prove a point that you need to take safeties in the first round, and this is what can happen when you take them. I
agree with that wholeheartedly, man. Like, I liked – even back in the spring and summer when that pick was made, when I first got here, I liked that pick.
I love that
because pick. Cam Chancellor, not Thomas, who is this guy? Dan Quinn, he's trying to build what he has in Seattle. He had Cam Chancellor. He had Earl Thomas. He's going to take another safety high.
And I feel like Keanu was a better safety than Carl Joseph coming out.
Right.
Just from – yes, Carl Joseph can make plays, but when you need a safety that can get up in the box and do the dirty work, this guy was second on your team in tackles with 106. That means he's down to do the dirty work. He getting tackles like he a damn outside linebacker. He's ready to, and he got 8 deflected passes. So he's down to do the dirty work, and that's the type of safety you need on this type of team.
Exactly, man. So those are my keys, man. Just and especially Neal versus Brady. I can't say that enough. You know, can the defense stay in their lanes? Can they stay disciplined? Can they play at the level they've been playing when they closed out the regular season? Or is Tom Brady going to make them revert back to looking like first and second year guys, which he's shown he can do? So that I really look for the Falcon defense. That's my main thing. I kind of saved the best for last there. Can these first and second year guys continue to play? At the high level they've been playing at.
Beasley got to play like he had 15 sacks. If he don't play like he had 15 sacks this year, it's going to be a long day for the Falcons.
Exactly. Well, let's wrap this up, man. Super Bowl preview show. As we finish this out here, final score, man. Who are you all's picks? We'll go down the line. We'll start with Marcus.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. What is your pick for the Super Bowl 51 down there in Houston? What's your final score?
Man, I want to be honest with you. I got it at 31-28.
Who wins?
Atlanta.
All right. That's a man's pick. Who we got, DeMarcus?
All right, I'm going 30-27 Atlanta. Matt Bryant is going to kick the game-winning field goal. But the prediction that I'm having, Vic Beasley will have 2 sacks and a forced fumble on Tom.
Oh, yeah. So you're going with Vic Beasley with a huge game like that?
Vic Beasley with 2 sacks and a forced fumble on Tom Brady. Vic
Beasley with his Von Miller moment. Let's just hope there's no sex tape groupie type shit coming in the offseason like Von.
Hey, this is Houston.
If we believe that it's a quarterback league, and I do, then it's pretty much a toss up. But if you believe, if you really do believe that, and you go a little bit deeper, then you see that Matt Ryan's having a historical type season. A lot of different guys involved. I don't think there's anyone to stop Julio Jones. I'm not saying that this is going to be a cakewalk at all. And I could even be wrong about this, but I'm going to go the Falcons 35 and the Patriots 30. That's my pick right there.
Hey, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Julio going to have 120 and $120 and 2 touchdowns.
I can see that. Like I said,
I think he's coming to ball. Because Julio really been quiet this whole week, and his demeanor from listening to Freeman, that they all in their locker room, they believe that this is their year and that this is the time to strike. And I think that everybody thinks that the Patriots are going to try to take away Julio. I think they're going to try more to take away the running backs. Mm-hmm. And I really think no one can contain Julio. He's shown me too many times that you can't contain him. Only time Julio doesn't have a Julio type game is when everybody else is clicking. And I feel like everybody else may be clicking, but I think that this is the game where Julio wants to shine. And I feel like Julio is going to, because he hears the talks. He hears the talks on who's the greatest wide receiver. He hears the Jerry Rice comparison. I think this is the time where he's going to go out there and show the world why he's the best wide receiver. And I think he's going to ball.
And a lot of sports talk, to me, people talk about windows. There's no such thing as a window, if you want to be completely honest. Look at last year. What those 2 Super Bowl teams doing this year? They both watched all the playoffs at home. So you only get here only so often. And it's a lot of players that went their entire career, Andre Johnson included, without ever getting to play in the Super Bowl. So it's either you step your ass up on that Sunday and you play your heart out, or you may never get here again. This could be the White Freeney's last chance to get his second ring. He knows that.
That's true.
And he has to preach that message to all his other players that look how long it's going to take him just to get back to the Super Bowl. These are not given out every year. Only 2 teams out of 32 teams make this game. You give your all, you bust your ass, and the best players are going to stand out. Julio Jones should be able to step it up. And like you said, I think he should be able to go for $120. But it's still going to come down to somebody turning that ball over from New England.
Before we end this podcast, let me ask you a question. Do you think, or do either one of y'all think, if Tom Brady gets rid of all the scandals, get rid of, Deflategate, Spygate, all that, if he loses this Super Bowl, but he plays a good game, do you think it diminishes his Hall of Fame career?
Of course not.
Or if he were to win, do you think it was going to add anything?
He still got the division titles to his name. He still made it to the Super Bowl 7 times, which no one else has ever been able to do. And he still
that's what I wanted to hear. That's all I want to hear.
He already tied Joe Montana. He is the greatest quarterback of our modern era. You can argue all the time, but Joe Montana didn't play as long as Tom Brady. And Joe Montana played in an era where he got his ass kicked on Sundays. Tom Brady's not getting touched. Every touchdown you see from Tom Brady, the long touchdowns, who's around him? Tom Brady got all day to throw. Joe Montana played in the era to where if you fake that ball and you don't give it to that running back, I'm coming to lay your ass out. And that's what you had to deal with every Sunday. Tom Brady, as soon as he gets pushed on the ground, he's crying to the referees. It's a different
Boy,
era.
it sounded like he was giving a compliment to Tom Brady, and you talking shit about Tom Brady in the same sentence. I gotta watch you. Because I was like, okay, DeMarcus, and then he started calling him soft. I was like, whoa.
I'm not calling. I'm just saying it's a different era. The era now is going to protect our quarterbacks. They didn't protect Joe Montana. He still went perfect in the Super Bowl. All these Super Bowl rings that Tom Brady got off game-winning field goals, Joe Montana won those Super Bowls by at least a touchdown or more every single time. Joe Montana went out there and won those games. Tom Brady, every game came down to everybody kneeing. Game-winning interception. Game-winning field goal. That happened 3 times. All 4 times Joe won, blowouts.
True. That was Joe Montana's work, not Adam Vinatieri's.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm
or Donald Trump's.
But hey, as far as when you combine regular season with postseason, the GOAT is Brady. But when it comes to strictly postseason and stepping up, when it comes down to it, Joe Cool in the pocket.
It seemed like it's a LeBron. It seemed like this is a nice LeBron and Michael Jordan comparison.
I'm not getting in. No, we're not having that conversation.
You might have, no.
I'm gonna let y'all do that on y'all show.
Open Pandora's box. Let's be honest.
I will let y'all do that on Fish and Grits. Okay. I will let y'all have that debate.
Pandora's box.
When LeBron gets to the finals later this June, I will let y'all debate that as the day is long.
No, we're going to debate it.
But man, glad y'all could join us. Glad you all could join me. We could bring this super podcast together, the KFOB group membership. But yeah, man, y'all enjoy the Super Bowl, man. You run into some Atlanta people. And yeah, dude, we'll catch y'all later this week on Fish and Grits. Catch me on Sports with Fobs, and that's it. We are out.
Peace.
See ya.